Hey, what's up guys, OSJ here with another Amiga video. Following the worst full price Amiga video I did last week, it's become apparent that maybe I've been a bit harsh on US Gold. Oh wait, no, I haven't. They did trawl out a load of crap, so they deserve the insults I gave them. But in this video, I want to highlight that amongst all the tripe, they did actually publish some of the best games ever made on the Amiga. I think that you will see in this video that any game that wasn't an arcade port and was given time for the development turned out to be a real cracker of a game. Okay, so let's see if they can vindicate themselves slightly from our memories for being one of the worst publishers for ripping us off. I think you will be pleasantly surprised at just how good some of the games they published were. Anyway, sit back and relax and watch the 10 best US Gold Amiga games ever made in order of greatness. Kicking us off in 10th place we have Lynx, the challenge of golf. So being a golf fan, I loved a good golf game, and in Lynx we definitely got that. The thing is, this game tanked in most reviews, and I'll tell you why. It's just too good, too demanding for a stock Amiga, making it so slow that most users without upgrades would have been left deflated when waiting what seemed an eternity for the landscapes to draw, which was a major turn-off. I mean, who wanted to pay out hundreds for memory and hard drives for a golf game when they could just play a leaderboard or PGA? Anyway, now with emulation, and maybe if you're lucky enough to have a muscle-bound Amiga sitting on your desk, you can play this game the way it was meant to be played. It's so good. If this didn't have the hardware constraints back in the day, it would still be talked about today as one of the all-time great Amiga golf games. So my advice is, forget the bad review scores and go and check it out and decide for yourself. It's a brilliant game on the right hardware.
Nice par.
Up next in 9th place we have Operation Stealth. This is the first of 4 games on this list that Delphine Software teamed up with US Gold for publication. When you saw the name Delphine, you just knew what you were going to get, and that was a high quality game that was worth every penny of our money, and Operation Stealth was certainly that. It's actually an unofficial James Bond game being released as James Bond: The Stealth Affair under Interplay. Anyway, whether it's Bond or not, you are certainly in for a classic espionage adventure with a few mini games thrown into boot, which some people weren't a fan of, but I always liked it as it broke up the point and click adventure bits, giving a bit of variety. Not the largest of adventure games though, coming in at about 2 hours, maybe 1.5 hours if you know what you're doing, but definitely worth checking out if you like point and clicks or Bond. Murder is in 8th position. This game throws you straight into an Agatha Christie type epic adventure. The graphic style, although not loved by everyone, are perfect and give a real atmosphere to the game. You are investigating a murder and it's slow going, just like a murder investigation should be, as you travel around the mansion, dusting for prints and looking for motives. The thing that many people don't know about this game, or have played it long enough to find out, is that it randomly generates the murders each time, meaning that you don't just get one linear game. It's virtually never the same murder twice, making it a game you can enjoy over and over. Murder mystery lovers will really enjoy this one. The game also didn't do well in sales, but has become a bit of a hidden gem nowadays, with us older folk who have more time to enjoy a slow burner game. In 7th place we have Cruise for a Corpse, another murder mystery game, and really not better than the previous one for the murder mystery bit, but this one has to be higher just for how good it looks. It's Delphine again, and this time we are slap bang in the middle of a murder mystery point and click adventure that is so polished it's unreal. This was the game that US Gold released after Monkey Island, which I know is a game that you will all know is going to be high up on this list, and it had some massive shoes to fill, and fill them it did, but in a way that no one expected. This isn't your average point and click game where you wander around aimlessly solving puzzles to open up more of the game. This one you actually have access to virtually everywhere from the off, and your aim is to find clues to solve the murder. Making this video I realised that Delphine never made a bad game on the Amiga. I wonder how many developers can say that. Sixth place is taken by Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, so we all remember the drivel that were churned out a lot of the time by US Gold that had Indiana Jones in the title. Well, games like this make you forgive all those wrongs, as there's one genre that Indiana was perfect for, and that's a top-notch point-and-click adventure. In 1989, this was the best point-and-click adventure on the Amiga, way before Monkey Island was even a thing. Lucasfilm developed this, and although there was another game with the same name released by US Gold, that one was by T-Rex, who were renowned for crap. Luckily for us, this game is anything but crap. You just feel like you're in the movie. The last one, well, the last good one was Sean Connery in, and it follows the plot of that movie well, unlike some games, making this the best Indiana Jones game on the Amiga. Oh wait, that's not true. You will see why later. Another World is in 5th place. Wow, that's all I can say about this game. It's got one of, if not the most iconic intro of any video game. Back in 91 we had never seen anything like it. It's an action adventure game that still captivates people who play it today, with an absolute belter of a storyline that would fit into any Hollywood blockbuster movie, as you unwittingly transport yourself to another dimension while working late in the lab one night. The game is just perfect from start to finish, with great cutscenes, great puzzles, the likes we had never seen before, making you have to think way ahead sometimes. I completed this in a video a while back, and the feeling of satisfaction when you finish it is one you will seldomly feel with a game. It's like a real sense of achievement, and one you will enjoy all the way. Delphine just went from strength to strength. In 4th place we have Flashback. 1 year after Another World, Delphine released what I would say is their best game ever in Flashback. While Another World was great, the graphic style was always a bit weird for me. Don't get me wrong, it was still great, but then we got this, which looks awesome, even by today's standards. Again, we got a brilliant storyline and an absolute massive game with puzzles galore and some of the best graphics we will ever see on the Amiga. This game is so good it's still getting released today on the new systems, and people still love it, because what's not to love? Delphine absolutely smashed it out of the park with this one and made the perfect adventure game that to this day I still haven't completed, but I will do someday when I get enough time. Third place is taken by Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. The follow-up to Monkey Island, and one of the most anticipated games of all time, US Gold and Lucasfilm didn't let us down, as in many ways this is far superior to the original, but the original had the initial wow factor that this one still lived up to but never surpassed, so that's why it's lower. Point and click fans love the series, and many would have put this top, with its super slick graphics, great storyline and witty humour that we came to expect from Lucasfilm games. But it was sad times for anyone back in the day who only had a floppy, as this came on 11 discs. That's right, 11, which you had to swap out what seemed to be every 2 minutes, with slightly more to gameplay for me on my A500. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis is in 2nd position. I've made no secret that I love this game, maybe even better than I like Monkey Island, as this one has the extra factor that you can relate to Indy as a character, as we all grew up with him, watching him every Christmas and Easter and bank holidays on our TVs. This game is not based on a film, but it's supposed to be based on a movie plot that never happened, and maybe should have happened instead of that god-awful Crystal Skulls film. Anyway, this one for me is a perfect point and click. It has everything. It's funny in the parts it should be, and it's challenging enough to give you your money's worth without pissing you off so much that you don't go back to it. I say this time and time again, if you like point and click games or even just Indiana Jones, go play this and see what you've been missing. And now, in first place, we have The Secret of Monkey Island. Come on, we all knew this was going to be here, but I bet many of us didn't associate with US Gold. Anyway, this is the pinnacle of point and clicks, and really put Lucasfilm on a 16-bit map, as before they had released a few good ones on the 8-bits, but even Maniac Mansion on the Amiga didn't quite cut it for the hardware capabilities. But Monkey Island was a different breed of point and click, and one that would cement its place in history as the greatest point and click of all time. From the off, this game had us captivated, and even in the last year has spawned another Monkey Island adventure in Return to Monkey Island, which is great, but this is where it all started, and for most, nothing comes close to the original. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope I've enlightened you to the fact that US Gold, although renowned for ripping us off with some of the worst full price Amiga games, every now and then knocked an absolute cracker out that was worth its weight in gold. Let me know in the comments below if you have any memories of these games, and if there are any other US Gold games that you have good memories of. Please remember to drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more great retro content. Oh, and if you want to become a Patreon like these golden guys going up the screen right now, get on over to my Patreon channel where you can pledge for as little as $1. That will get you perks like your name and your Amiga track draw, end credits, video requests, giveaways and more in the future. Till next time, this is OSG signing out.